Hola amigos! I'm the Spanish chef Omar Allibhoy from Tapas Revolution Restaurants, and today I'm going to show you one of the classics, Spanish omelette, tortilla de patatas. In this case I'm gonna cook it with some chistorra, which is sort of a milder style of chorizo that they do in the north, in Navarra and in the Basque Country. They love it over there. We would normally have it cooked in cider, just on the grill, but it's a little more of a fresh sausage with slightly less condiments and spices inside, made with garlic obviously as well, and pepper and oregano, but all sort of light, let's call it that way. So today's recipe, it's super traditional. I'll cook it just as we will cook it in most homes across Spain. This recipe is mainly how I've learned it from my mum, which will give sort of that very caramelized onion and potato. I'm going to be frying it in plenty of extra virgin olive oil, and then we'll make it with a very runny middle. So I hope you really like it. This is probably top 5 of the Spanish classics, and one that I haven't done yet in the traditional way on my channel. But without further ado, let me run you through the ingredients. To make this recipe, we're going to need good quality free-range eggs, a little bit of table salt, good waxy potatoes, in this case are Desi red potatoes, Spanish onion, good extra virgin olive oil, and Chistorra chorizo. We're going to start by peeling the potatoes and slicing them in even slices. In this case, I'm going for about 3 millimeters in thickness. You can do it slightly thinner or slightly thicker, as long as you respect the thickness of your slice, so that they all cook evenly at the end. I'm gonna give them a good rinse in cold water so that they lose a little bit of that starch, which ultimately will caramelize the potatoes too much, and it will taste too sweet, because I'm going for a very savory Spanish omelette with the chistorra. What the onion is going to give me is going to be enough. So now with the onion, just peel them and again thinly slice it in exactly the same thickness that you chose to go for. In my case, 3 millimeters, as I said. And now a little pause in the theme of extra virgin olive oil. A lot of you ask me, what do you do with the extra virgin olive oil after you cook the Spanish omelette? Well, you reuse it. You use it for sauces. You use it for many other things. And as you can see here in this large tin of 5 liters of olive oil, which is what we use in my Tapas Revolution restaurants, it clearly states the smoking point of olive oil, which is 220, which is a lot higher than most people think. And they always tells me, you don't use sunflower oil or soya oil? No, use extra virgin olive oil. The flavor will be transformative in a Spanish omelette. And to me, there is no Spanish omelette without cooking it with extra virgin olive oil. So make sure you pour generously, as it won't be going to waste. And we're going to start by cooking it over the highest heat, but starting from cold. Pour your extra virgin olive oil, your Spanish onion, and your potato. No salt at this point, okay? I don't want the potatoes to dehydrate. They'll get too crispy. And this is not that type of a Spanish omelette. Now, as you can see, it starts to bubble, starts to fry. It's going to take about 17 minutes all in all. And what you need to do is just stir it every couple of minutes. It looks in the video that I'm stirring it all the time, but I am waiting a couple of minutes between each stir. And that is just so that all the potatoes are immersed in the oil and they cook evenly. While that happens, I'm going to roughly chop in a couple centimeter pieces my chistorra, and I'm going to cook them over high heat for a couple of minutes with some extra virgin olive oil. Just leave it aside, as you can see that it renders down a little bit of that fat, but not as much as chorizo will. And now take a look at the beautiful color and texture of these potatoes. Nice caramelized onion, but still, some crispy edges on the potatoes, but they remain quite white, as you can see. It is the onion which has achieved greater color. Just drain it and make sure you save the oil for another purpose. As you can see by the color as well, continues to be
feel very much extra virgin as if it was raw. And now the key part of the omelette. Crack your eggs in a bowl, don't waste them. Add a little bit of this chistorra and the fat. I'm saving a little bit of chistorra for later. And mix it with your hot onion and potatoes, okay? Season at this point with table salt. Give it a little taste as well to see if it has enough. And mix it. You never whisk the eggs for a Spanish omelette or for a French omelette for that matter. It's all about mixing it. And you can see it's very runny. But the eggs are emulsifying together, the egg yolk with the egg white and the fat of the chistorra, and I'm gonna keep it warm for a minimum of 30 minutes. You can see now that the potato has absorbed a lot of the egg, and the egg is no longer so runny, it has thickened up. That's what we are after. That is the point that we want to cook a great Spanish omelette. There is different styles, and I'll show you another time how they cook it in Betanzos, which is a lot runnier, but this is what we normally cook at home. Now, non-stick pan over high heat, some extra virgin olive oil, leave it to heat up slightly and pour the content of your tortilla. If you don't have a non-stick pan, make sure that it's really hot before you pour your content. As long as it's really hot, it won't stick. And I'm going to cook it for just 60 seconds on each side. My Spanish omelette is not very thick. So if you want to cook it slightly larger or in a smaller pan, so that instead of being 2 centimeters in thickness, it's 3 or 4, then leave it for another extra minute or 2 over there. You've seen how I flipped the omelette by placing a plate over the top, creating some strength, and just pour a little bit more extra virgin olive oil and slide the not cooked side of our omelette back into the frying pan. Make sure that you put whatever has stuck into your plate, put it on top, fold the edges so that it has a nice round look, and cook it for a further minute. As you can see, I like my tortilla, and then just flip it one more time into an empty plate when you know that it's cooked how you want it.
I'm going to put it into a clean plate, and now all it's left to do is to serve these little small pieces of chistorra that I've saved before, just for those of us who wants a little bit more on top.
And it comes without saying that if you are cooking for kids, elder, or you're a pregnant woman, you should cook your eggs fully to make sure that there is no traces of live salmonella in your eggs. I like to eat my Spanish omelette right away, but having said that, just so you know, it is a dish that stays really well for 24 hours. You just need to keep it in the fridge and reheat it in the microwave for no longer than a minute. So it never fully cooks and still stays runny in the middle.
And finally, it's time to eat it and give it a try. Let me cut a little piece of this moist tortilla. On a textural level, that sort of sweetness from the onion, the butteriness of the potatoes is sensational. And then that savouriness as well, that saltiness from the chistorra, which is a mild chorizo, it's not particularly intense. And then I've used fantastic free-range eggs as well. And you can tell by the egg yolk, and the colour is so intense, it's at another level. One of Spain's greatest gifts, and we owe them to our predecessors, whoever invented it. Bless you. I hope you enjoy the recipe. I hope you give it a try at home. Please don't forget to subscribe to the channel, like the video, and if you are looking for Spanish ingredients such as this chistorra and you live in the UK, please order online from thespanishchef.com. See you again soon, familia, and all the best.
If you enjoyed the video, please like it, share it, and subscribe.